Is Medicaid ending in 2025? This is a really good question, which I know a lot of people are wondering right now with all the disruption to Medicaid and what lawmakers are currently talking about. Well, that's what I'm going to focus on for you here in this video, as I also recognize a lot of you here in this community are also enrolled in Medicaid, along with the other 72 million plus people out there all across the country. Now, to clarify before we get into it any further, I'm talking about Medicaid, not to be mistaken with Medicare. Very similar, but also very, very different at the same time. And also, what's very interesting about these, Medicaid has about 72 million people enrolled, and Medicare has about 70 million people enrolled. So we're talking about a huge percentage of the population here. Again, 72 million people. Now, first off, I have a really quick question for you. Let me know down below in the comments section if you feel like sharing. Are you enrolled in Medicaid? Just yes or no. You can just write a yes or no down below if you want. I'd just love to hear from you. Know what percentage of the population here in this community is enrolled in Medicaid. Okay, anyway, let's talk about Medicaid here, okay? And again, I just want to clarify, Medicaid, not Medicare, okay? Now, here's the situation, and there's still a lot of confusion around this because some people say, yes, this is happening, and other people say, no, that's actually not what's happening at all. So we're still awaiting further clarification on this. However, when it comes down to Medicaid, to answer the simple question, is Medicaid ending this year, 2025? The answer is no. Medicaid is certainly not ending. However, is Medicaid going to be disrupted? That's the real question we should be asking. Not is Medicaid going to end, but rather we should be asking, how badly will Medicaid be disrupted, or will it be disrupted at all? Okay, that's maybe the question we should be asking going forward. Now, again, this is the part that's very confusing because some sources say, oh yeah, for sure, Medicaid's going to be disrupted in a massive way. And then other sources say, no, we don't know what you're talking about. That's not going to be happening. Okay, now as we talk right now, we know that lawmakers currently have this massive multiple trillions of dollars worth of the reconciliation bill that's currently on the table, right? We've talked about it before in the videos. We're basically getting right down to the wire here as far as when they're going to be passing this thing. Now, for several months now, and again, this is where a lot of this concern is coming in. For several months, we've seen the headlines out there where many sources are suggesting they're going to be cutting $880 billion from Medicaid over the next 10 years. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, yes, for sure they are, or no, for sure they're not. There's still a lot of confusion around this because it really depends on who you listen to and where you get the information from. Some sources say for sure it's going to be happening. Other sources say, no, absolutely not. That's not the case here. Okay, well, let's just look at the details and let's anticipate that maybe it will. Okay, let's just look at it worst case scenario here. Okay, so as of right now, Medicaid spends about $850 billion or so, $900 billion a year, give or take a little bit. It kind of depends. $850 to $900 billion plus per year. So we're approaching rapidly $1 trillion per year from the Medicaid program. Okay, remember that number. Now, here's the thing. According to what the headlines are suggesting, is that Medicaid may be reduced, as in cut a little bit, by about $880 billion over the next 10 years. Now, there's a lot of sources that also make it sound like that's going to be coming in 1 year. No, it's not 1 year, if it happens at all. Again, it really depends. I'm just talking through the details that we're seeing out there. Okay, but anyway, if they were to do this, okay, it would be $880 billion over a 10-year period of time. Well, that is $88 billion a year over 10 years, right? Obviously averaged out $88 billion a year. Now, as you heard me just say, the program currently is spending about $900-ish billion, again, give or take a little bit, about $900 billion a year. So an $88 billion per year reduction would be about 10%. Again, give or take a little bit. I'm rounding some numbers here. Again, for easy mathematical purposes, just kind of rounding some numbers. But you get my point here. It'd be a reduction to Medicaid by about 10% per year. That's not a full repeal or a full elimination or a full just disappearance of the program at all, right? That's not what this is all about. But rather maybe up to about a 10% reduction, give or take a little bit, right? Okay, so that's what it's looking like. Now, what I would be more concerned about, realistically, Medicaid's not going away. It's definitely not going away. They're not ending the program whatsoever. So again, to answer the question that I presented at the beginning of the video, No, Medicaid is absolutely not going away. But the big question that I'd be wondering is, what are some of these major changes that will be implemented to the program? As you heard me just say, maybe about a 10% reduction to Medicaid expenditures per year. Okay, is that it? No. Here's the one that I would be most concerned about, okay? And let me know if this would impact you and your situation, okay? If you'd like to leave a comment down below, I'd love to hear from you. If not, that's totally fine too. But my next question would be this. If they implemented the following, would that impact you and your lifestyle? Okay, here's what they're talking about. Possibly implementing work requirements in order to be eligible for Medicaid. Now, what would the work requirements look like? Here's how it is, and this is very similar to the work requirements for SNAP benefits, otherwise known as food stamps or EBT as well. The work requirements are basically the same, but here's what they're talking about. Possibly implementing a work requirement of 20 hours per week or 80 hours per month for ABAWD people. What that stands for is able-bodied adults without dependents. Now, there's some exceptions to the rule. Women who are pregnant, they would be exempt, would not have to do the work requirements. Somebody that has a disability would not fall into the able-bodied category. So therefore, a person with a disability on Medicaid would be exempt, okay? Sometimes they have exemptions for people with minors in their household, as in kids, okay? But the age requirements on that is also kind of up in the air right now. There's some different parameters I've seen out there floating around about that as far as the age that would make somebody exempt, but maybe that could possibly get somebody out of the work requirement. Next would be, as far as the people that would need to be fulfilling the work requirements, would just be, again, to emphasize, able-bodied adults without dependents. Now, the big question would be is, what age range would this include? Okay, so here's the thing. Right now, for example, for SNAP benefits, again, this is a totally different topic. I'm just using this as a quick example. Right now, as we speak, SNAP benefits, the work requirement is ABAWD people between the ages of 18 through 54. Okay, but they're talking about raising that to 18 to 65. They're talking about raising it by 10 years. Now, in this situation, when it comes down to Medicaid, the big question would remain the same. What would the age requirement be in the event of a work requirement for ABAWD people to receive Medicaid coverages? Would it be the same, 18 through 54? Or would it be possibly higher than that, 18 to 65 or something like that, or anywhere in between? It's a good question. We don't have further clarification on that yet as far as what they would want to implement. So again, the reason that I want to bring this up is because I'm not sure the percentages of people that are on Medicaid that are able-bodied versus that would fall into the exemptions. It would probably be a pretty big percentage of the people that would be exempt because of their circumstances. Maybe they have a minor, maybe they have a disability, maybe their age is outside the parameters at which would make them they have to fulfill the work requirements, whatever the situation is. Okay, so I'm not sure what the actual percentage is of number of people that are within Medicaid that are actual able-bodied. But nonetheless, if they did implement this, I would anticipate this much. There'd be a number of people that would probably think, forget about it. I'm not going to be on Medicaid because if I need to go out and work 20 hours a week, 80 hours a month, and just do that to get Medicaid coverages, I'm guessing a lot of people, just like with SNAP benefits, if they raise the age range on that, I would anticipate a lot of people would voluntarily lose their benefit or lose their coverages because they're saying, forget it. I'm not going out to work 20 hours a week so I can get a little bit of SNAP benefit. I'm not going out 20 hours a week to work to get Medicaid coverages. That's what I would anticipate with this. And again, maybe that's the whole idea behind implementing the work requirement, is to get people to voluntarily basically remove themselves from the program. Again, I'm not sure the whole method behind the madness, but based on what I'm seeing logically, that's what it seems like to me would make sense, and why they would be implementing something like this is to basically get people to basically just say, I'm not working, not fulfilling the work requirement, therefore I guess I lose my benefit. Whoops, oh no, right? I don't know. That's just kind of my anticipation on that. As far as what I think they're trying to pull off here, I don't know. All I'm saying is that this is what we're dealing with right now, okay? Anyway, long story short, no, Medicaid is not going anywhere. It's not going away. It's not ending. Is it possibly going to be changed? In fact, I would anticipate Medicaid to change. I would anticipate SNAP benefits, food stamps to change 100%. Okay? I would anticipate them to change in a pretty big way. How much? That's still to be decided. But this is just kind of where we're at right now, okay? I know this is in the headlines all over the place. There's still a lot of confusion around this. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and there's still a lot of questions rolling in around this. Let me continue to keep you posted on this as we get more information, but this is what we know as of now. We're likely to get a lot more clarity on this over the coming days and weeks here, and I'll certainly keep you posted on that, but this is what we know as of now, okay? And by the way, if you haven't done so yet, I'd love to hear from you down below. Are you enrolled in Medicaid? Okay, and again, you can say Medicare if you want. So you can just write a comment down below that says Medicaid if you're enrolled in Medicaid, Medicare if you're enrolled in Medicare, or none of the above. You can just write no or nada, doesn't apply, NA, or whatever. I'm just kind of curious to see how many people here in this community are enrolled in Medicaid. Otherwise, I'll keep you posted on this. I know a lot of weird things are happening right now. I totally understand that. I totally get it. But let me keep you posted on that. So I know, super confusing, but it's kind of the name of the game so far this year, right? 2025 has been like the year of confusion. Maybe I don't know, the year of confusion, the year of flipping and flopping, or the year of reinstating and then repealing is kind of what it comes down to, right? Yeah, you've heard me talk about that before in other videos, but just a lot of major changes have been coming in. Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Let me know what I can do for you. Otherwise, if you are not enrolled in Medicare and if you are enrolled in Medicaid, if you're not enrolled in Medicaid, but you are enrolled in Medicare, or you have dual coverages, check this out right here. This is by far your best resource if you need any help with your Medicare. And again, it probably doesn't apply to a lot of people watching this video since it's a Medicaid video, but if you need any help with your Medicare, again, please call these people right here, the trusted advisors right here with this phone number. That's your exclusive phone number for all of you here in this community. They're working diligently every single day to help seniors look through the 20,000 plans across the country to find the best plan at the best price with the best coverages for you and your personal needs. They're helping seniors every single day. The average senior, by the way, is saving $1,100. Obviously, that's not guaranteed, but that's just the average savings across the board. Anyway, please give them a call. A simple 5, 10, 15, maybe 20-minute phone call could possibly get you way better coverages and possibly save you a boatload of money as well. Anyway, write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot. Otherwise, who do you know? Think of a few people that you know that also need that Medicare assistance. Again, Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, initial enrollment into Medicare, Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage, whatever it happens to be. Please go ahead and share this phone number as well right here. Go ahead and share that phone number with them, and they'll be incredibly grateful to you and appreciative of that information. And again, when they save a bunch of money and get a better coverage, who knows? Maybe they'll treat you to something, dinner or a snack or ice cream treat or something. I don't know. You never know, right? All right, anyway, thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, if you have not done so, please consider subscribing, 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Feel free to share the video as well. Big share button right down below the video. Check out the other 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or popping up on your screen in just a minute. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, please have a nice day. Take care, enjoy, and I hope to see you again soon in the next video.